Alrighty, guys, we're back for Gruul Gilgamesh, and this is a Final Fantasy Standard brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked. We have a couple Gilgamesh Master at Arms. Here on the top end, it's a 6 mana 6/6 legendary creature, Human Samurai. Whenever Gilgamesh enters or attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may put any number of equipment cards from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. When you put one or more equipment onto the battlefield this way, you may attach one of them to a samurai you control. Cool stuff, and not the only samurai in here. We also have Samurai's Katana, which is a 3 mana artifact equipment. Equip is pretty steep here at 5 total mana. Luckily, it has Job Select, so whenever it enters, you create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token, then attach this to it. Now, the equipped creature gets +2/+2, has trample and haste, and is a samurai in addition to its other types. Cool stuff. Now we're going to be pairing all this with Firion, Wild Rose Warrior. 3 mana, 3/3 legendary creature, still all 4 of them packed in for a very good reason, I would say. Equipped creatures you control have haste. Whenever a non-token equipment you control enters, create a token that's a copy of it, except it has this equipment's equip abilities cost 2 less to activate. Sacrifice that token at the beginning of the next upkeep. Cool stuff, man, and this is going to pair nicely with Summoner's Grimoire. So this is a 4 mana artifact equipment. It also has Job Select. Equipped creature is a shaman in addition to its other types, and has, whenever this creature attacks, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. If that card is an enchantment card, it enters tapped and attacking. So if you can curve out properly with a Firion first and then next turn Summoner's Grimoire, you'll get the Summoner's Grimoire token off the Firion, and they both get haste, so you can swing with both of them, and then you can slam 2 creature cards out of your hand, hopefully, right? That's asking for a lot. That's asking for your creatures not to die. But if you can pull it off, maybe you can get that Gilgamesh out of your hand. And then when this enters, look at that top 6, any number of equipments onto the board, right? And then all those equipments also get duplicated from that Firion. That sounds really cool, especially if that second creature you hit off the second Grimoire is a Terror of the Peaks. 5 mana, 5/4 flying dragon spells your opponents cast that target this creature cost an additional 3 to cast. Whenever another creature you control enters, this creature deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. And so if you have these equipments coming in with creatures, and then we're getting multiple of them from the Firion, that's going to be a ton of damage if you do have a Terror of the Peaks on the board. Now, we do have other equipments packed in here that come in with creatures. A Dragonwing Glider is one of them. It has 4 Mirrodin, so it comes in with that 2/2 Rebel. Then you attach this to it, and it happens to give that Rebel +2/+2 flying and haste, which is not half bad, is it? So we have a Hexgold Halberd for a similar reason, and then also Goldpan is in here. This is a 2 mana artifact equipment. Equip it for 1, and when it enters, create a treasure token. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. So the treasure ramp's going to be pretty significant, but also if you have the Firion on the board and you get an extra gold pan and you get that extra treasure token, now that's actually pretty good ramp, isn't it? We have a couple chainsaws in here for removal. Is this enough removal? Probably not. At least if you have Firion on the board, you get a second chainsaw. That's kind of cool, right? Get that ETB 3 damage to another target creature or something, but we'll see, man. We'll see. We're really leaning into the combo here. Now we do have early ramp with all 4 Llanowar Elves, and we have a couple Commune with Beavers as well. This is a 1 green mana sorcery. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact, creature, or land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This is actually a pretty cool ability, especially in a combo deck list like this, guys. So, and another thing too, another very noteworthy thing, we only have 23 mana in here, and one of those reasons is Commune with Beavers is kind of acting as another way to get land out of the deck, but also ramp on Llanowar Elves and Gold Pan too. And then really, we're not trying to ramp into this top end, we're trying to cheat the top end out with the Summoner's Grimoire, so hopefully 23 mana actually makes sense. Speaking of the mana base, guys, I'm opting for all 4 Surveil land, because the Surveil land can help us get a little closer to the combo. And we also have all 4 Thornspire Verge and a Fabled Passage over here too. We're leaning green, even though the deck list is leaning red, because the Thornspire Verge initially taps for red until you get one of your other lands down, of course. That isn't a Verge. Okay, how about some honorable mentions? I thought about the Iron Crag for this one. A Lionheart could have been cool. Aether Spark could have been cool. Genji Glove could have been cool. And it looks like I have Carplusion Forest over here. It just, I was thinking about it for the mana base, but didn't make the cut this time. Is there anything else, guys, to go over? Yep, top end, Craterhoof Behemoth making the cut as a one of. If you are spamming a bunch of creatures onto the board or doubling a bunch of your equipment that's generating extra creatures, then you might be going wide enough for a pretty fun Craterhoof, especially a free one off of the Summoner's Grimoire. So yeah, making the cut as a one of there. Okay, I think that's everything, guys. Let's go ahead, take this into some ranked, see how we do. Okay, we'll see if we can get right into that first game. In the meantime, what am I expecting from the build? This should be super duper janky. But if we can pull it off, bro, if we can pull it off, let me tell you. Ooh. Ooh. This is a good hand. If we can get some of our top end. We essentially have, what, 7 top end creatures that we want to cheat out with the Grimoire. Oh, dude, we can't send this. We keep this for sure. See what we can pull off here. Yeah, with all that top end, 23 mana definitely feels a little sketchy, but we'll see. You know, 8 early ramp pieces, and even the Commune with Beavers helping us find more land if we need to. And there's 2 of those packed in. Alright, I'm going to opt for turn 1 Llanowar Elves, even if it does run into a cut down here. At least it wouldn't be an instant speed cut down for our summoner. It looks like Llanowar Elves might actually take a better... Oh, no! I was going to say might take a better removal spell out of the opponent's hand, but no, actually. Looks like we're getting successful ramp into the Firion, which is kinda no joke, right? Alright, but against mono black, we have to expect removal then for the Firion, for sure. Oh, their mill was a bunch of land and a harvester. Harvester doesn't pick up the Firion, that's great news. Cut down doesn't either. They have a red source over there. Okay, okay, Rakdos Reanimator then, right? Probably. They're taking a look at the Firion. I don't know if we're gonna pull this off. Ah, Bitter Triumph. Oh no. And Fancy Pants Atraxa over there in the grave. I had to do a double take at that to see exactly what that was. Yeah, it's Atraxa. Okay. So next turn they could have Atraxa through Zombify. Do we want this 4th mana? Probably not, because we're probably... I don't know if we want that 4th mana, because we don't have... If we want to go Summoner's Grimoire next turn, we don't have anything to hit off of it right now anyways. We could try to find something with the Commune with Beavers now. But I think we just dump our hand, because I think that turn 4 Atraxa is very likely. What do you guys think? Yeah, over the Commune with Beavers, just go the 2nd Llanowar Elves too. Oh, they missed their 4th mana. That's good news, guys. That's really good news. Now the question is... Now remember, Grimoire doesn't have haste unless the Firion was actually on the board too, so it has to survive. Maybe we start with Commune with Beavers then? See if we can find some of our top end here. Top 3 is pretty decent. We do find a Terror of the Peaks. That is really good. Excellent news. Okay. I apologize for taking my time here, opponent. I'm going to play the Grimoire before combat and then swing with the other 3. Yeah, that's what they want to remove for sure. But by going wide, if they remove it, we'll be able to re-equip the Grimoire next turn anyways. Unless they have like an Abrade in the deck list, I can hit artifacts. Yeah, if they miss their 4th again next turn, I mean, they milled 3 milled 3 lands, so I guess it's possible that they miss their 4th again. They do, guys. They do miss their 4th, and another Terror of the Peaks is insane, dude. All right, so I'm going to play that before combat. It lands. Beautiful. All right, before the swing, they want to pick up the Grimoire, although they don't know we have the 2nd Terror, so maybe they pick up Terror. They do pick up the Terror, guys. All right. Well, that's less damage coming through, but still a free Terror of the Peaks. Down to 10. See what we can pull off. They do find their 4th here, guys. Okay. Oh, they missed the Zombify, though. Holy cow. The kid gave up on it. So I was playing it like so cautiously and trying to play it like at any given moment the opponent could have it type of thing, right? And I think that's how we want to play it. Chainsaw wasn't going to be able to pick up the Overlord. So anything in hand, any creature in hand would have been much better than our actual hand right now. Now, it looks like they were also rocking Arden the Usurper here. 8 mana 4/4 demons you control have Menace, Lifelink, and Haste. Has Star Scourge. I want to read this real quick, guys. At the beginning of combat on your turn, exile up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard. If you exiled a card this way, create a token that's a copy of that card, except it's a 5/5 black demon. Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. All right, so that was kind of a cheesy victory there, right? The opponent missed mana for a few turns, and then they found their mana, and they actually missed Zombify, which does not happen very often, guys. At that point, too, maybe they're rocking like Rakdos joins up, and they actually needed 5 mana, and the initial milling the 3 land off the top is brutal. So they had 6 mana lined up, but most of it went to the grave. No green source is a little sketchy, but we can play everything in hand, and we go first. I'm gonna give it a shot, dude. Why not? Why not, huh? So one thing about the Halberd, now the equipped creature gets first strike and trample, but only during your turn. So it's actually not the best blocker. We are up against like hyper aggro or something. Okay. Hey, there's the green source. Easy peasy, huh, guys? How'd you guys like the Commune with Beavers in the last game? I might want to go up some of those, honestly. What is this reclamation here, too? Destroy artifact, destroy enchantment, or exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard, draw a card. Nice. Yeah, that's probably a problem, honestly. Against Golgari, actually, a lot of that's a problem because Terra Sunder exists in Golgari and everything too, so they could easily pick up a lot of our artifacts. Going to be a duress, and they probably want to tempo us out by taking the Samurai's Katana. Other words, we're going to be swinging for 5 next turn. Duress hitting everything in hand, so they do take the Katana. We find a green source. At least we have 5 for when it comes time for the Glider, but we really don't want any more mana for a while. So far, 23 mana, working well for the deck list, right? But it definitely feels like it's much more than 23, too. Even in the last game, potentially, like, it felt like 25 or so, you know? I don't think we want to drop any mana, though, you know? Oh, Deep Cavern Bat taking the Glider. Yeah, our hand couldn't be worse for this right now, for them picking it apart. Oh, no. All right, now we're starting to flood, huh? That's pretty bad. Oh, no. Still good swings, but... Well, anything off the top other than mana. And you know what? We have the 6 for Gilgamesh when it comes time. All right, they go back up to 15. 4 open here. What's the main phase 2 look like? So far, we can only guess it's like Golgari. Oh, it's shielded. Uh-oh. Mana? Oh, no, guys. Oh, no. That's really bad. Oh, no. What do I do? Do we swing? Do we swing? We might be able to cheese it through. They probably don't want to risk the Shieldred. And you know what? We're in so much danger right now anyways. We'll see if we can just cheese the damage through. It's risky because people can call your bluff. The opponent is going to call the bluff here, it looks like. Well, maybe not. They're looking at it. First strike trample. Like, they don't know if we have Monstrous Rage. They don't really know. We cheesed it through, guys. Not bad. So they do gain 2 back up to 13 here, though. Another big thing, this flood wouldn't have been as bad if we didn't lose some key pieces from the opponent's duress and the deep cavern bat. But this happens often, right? You will find duress all the time from opponents, especially when they're trying to pick apart like Corey Steelcutter deck lists. And then of course Deep Cavern Bat has been around and will be around. Liliana, probably just -2. Do they really care about our hand? And for once, it's not. Do they really care about our 2/2s though? Too? Maybe they do go +1. Try to drain our hand further. Luckily for us, it's just mana, so. It is going to be the -2. We get rid of one of the tokens. I'm not worried, guys. We're totally fine. Honestly, Gilgamesh off the top could pull us back. It's a chainsaw. Ooh. So, with our 2/2 here, they got 2 mana open. I don't think they're going to actually let us swing at the Liliana. Now, this is to target creature, and if we pop bat and get the glider back, we won't have the 5 this turn for that anyways. If we get glider back and they play another bat, that would be pretty devastating, but we still probably do the chainsaw this turn. At that point, I'll try to equip chainsaw just in case. Maybe we can get... Well, yeah, what I mean is we'll start with chainsaw before combat. This is being held, so... I can imagine it's going to be removal. It could also just be like that Tear Asunder I was talking about. It is going to be a go for the throat, guys. Chainsaw does get an extra counter here. Now, for the plus on the Liliana, luckily we do have the discard with the Forest, and next turn we'll still be able to play Glider, unless they have something left in hand. Uh-oh, guys. Restless Cottage. Uh-oh. Guys, they have 8 on the board and 2 from the Shieldred. Oh no! We got picked apart that game, and the flood wasn't great either, was it? Firion, or Firion, however we want to pronounce this. It's actually pretty decent, dude. But again, getting it established onto the board. We had 6 mana. If it was established on the board, doubling a Dragonwing Glider is kind of no joke, right? That's pretty good. Just 8 damage in the air out of nowhere. Continue. Go, 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 go. We can do this, guys. We can pull off these combos. Yeah, without the duress, maybe we could have done a little more. We would have had an extra creature. Maybe we could have actually taken care of the Liliana beforehand. Maybe we could have had like a good chump block at some point too. Couple extra turns, find our top end, then all of a sudden the flood would have been terrific there, right? Okay. The opponent goes first, which is super sketchy, but yeah, because we don't have that much early here. There we go. Wow. Really good draw. If Llanowar Elves gets to stick around, Maybe dodge a Burst Lightning. Llanowar Elves, get down! No! Same thing I said with Deep Cavern Bat and Duress, man. That's going to happen often. That's going to happen very, very often. All right, we still have great ramp here with the Gold Pan. We could ramp into Grimoire, but of course we want to get Firion on the board before the Grimoire, but we don't actually need the second Grimoire for anything in our hand currently. What we would prefer the second... We don't need the second Grimoire. What we prefer Firion on the board for is haste to the Grimoire. Commando Lightning. Oh. Boros Soldiers, guys. Okay, this is cool. We're in danger then. We could just like die next turn with lightning on the board if we don't block well here. We're fine. We're fine. And you know what? If we actually get to keep the Firion around, then maybe there's a chance that we top deck another one of our top end creatures and actually get to utilize both of the Grimoires. Okay. Okay, guys, let's risk it. Let's risk it. This could be really bad. Get the good game ready, actually. That's how bad it could be. Double strike on lightning. So first strike goes through, and then the rest is doubled here, down to 2. So now it still could be game, right? Because they still have 1 open mana. Bolt Wave. Good game, opponent. Aw, man. Yes, I should have blocked. I know. But sometimes risking it is the most fun you could possibly have. And if we blocked there, lost the Firion to the lightning. First of all, there is no guarantee that they couldn't have given trample to the Wait. What does lightning have right now, guys? I'm completely blanking. It doesn't have trample. Does it already? Maybe it does. First strike, trample, haste? No, not haste. First strike, trample, lifelink. Dude, why am I blanking on this card? Well, anyways. Oh, look at all this top end. And the opponent goes first. This is such a risky deck list, man. Anyways, there's no guarantee that they couldn't have boosted the lightning to still get some extra damage through, so... Commune with Beavers is a little bit better right now, right, guys? So, third actual mana. I'm sorry, opponent. I'm thinking if we need that third actual mana, but that flood that one game is what has convinced me to not go for it. We're going to go Gold Pan over the Llanowar Elves here, and I'm actually not going to use the treasure for the Llanowar Elves either. We're going to take it slow. Gloomvine Regent. Yeah, grabbing the actual mana. Oh man, that's a tough decision. Crap. Crap. And it looks like that decision, if we would have found mana, maybe I could have actually played the Summoner Grimoire this turn. Let's get the Llanowar Elves down. Get the Llanowar Elves a little boost, I suppose. It's tough, man. It's tough. These combo deck lists are hard to run sometimes. The opponent has just incredible ramp and completely free reign to do as much ramp as they want every turn here. All right, we're going to try Summoner's Grimoire. I should have taken the mountain, right? Because now it's going to be the opposite of a flood. I should have taken one of those mountains for sure. The thought process was, well, crap, Vault-Born Tyrant. Oh no, guys. Okay, our turn, right? Swing with the Grimoire, get the Gilgamesh down, but without the Firion doubling everything, plus Terror of the Peaks would be a little bit better before the Gilgamesh, but then we'd have to re-equip, because they got a terrific block here. And what's crazy is we only got 3 mana, so Samurai's Katana. Maybe we can find some gold pans off the Gilgamesh. Dude, I have been hit with analysis paralysis this game. If we can start with Terror, that would be so much better, but no matter what, this hero is going to die. And then if we start with Terror, are we going to be able to have something next turn to equip this to? Probably not. So we should just go Gilgamesh and see and get lucky. Wow, look at that. Look at that, guys. Woohoo! Yes, we're back in this, dude. Oh, man. And we don't have to equip any of these to Gilgamesh. I am going to decline, actually. Okay, there's the block. And then I suppose getting the Katana down just in case we need an extra bigger blocker, and that way we can still keep... Okay, they get some card draw there off the Fenrir. They have so much mana, guys. Anyone's game, but Gilgamesh pulled us back in with some good luck, getting a couple more Grimoires around. Only 2 mana on the board. What have I done, guys? What have I done? Oh, no. I got greedy. That's what I've done. Commune with Beavers. Don't be afraid to grab mana if you think you need it. I was a little bit afraid due to the flood earlier, but that flood was probably pretty unlucky with 23 mana in here, so... Ugin. Wow. Okay, I hope their last forest isn't a colorless, because them getting rid of the other summoner's Grimoire... Oh, that's right, they have ramp with Ugin. Oh, crap, dude, the other summoner's Grimoire, and they can tap the Hedron Archive to get rid of the last Grimoire. They don't. They don't tap it, guys. Okay. Okay. Right. So, equip Grimoire. They still have 2 mana, guys. Oh, no. If it's flash, if it's instant ramen... I'm going to put it on a hero, I guess. It doesn't seem to be flash. All to face. Oh my goodness, guys. Oh my goodness. Craterhoof Behemoth. Yes. Yes. There we go. Equip the Katana to the Gilgamesh. All right, we're doing the thing. Gilgamesh was essential there, guys. Absolutely essential. I called it Gruul Gilgamesh for a reason. But, wow, that was cool. I thought we were going to get so punished there by me not taking that land. We could have easily... Another, guys. One more. Let's see if we can get another good one like that. Other words, I would have loved to end on that beautiful high note, but win or lose, I'm relatively satisfied for what we were able to showcase here. Guys, down in the description, we do have that Discord link and that Patreon link too, if you're interested in joining either of those up or supporting the channel that way. And also, guys, the YouTube side of things. If you like the video, make sure you actually drop it a like. And if you enjoy the channel, then consider subscribing because it really does help out the channel. So thank you. Okay, this would have been perfect if our mana lined up a little better, huh? I can't keep the triple mountain with just Halberd and Firion. Yeah, not with this hand. Not this time. We mulligan down to 6. Okay, let's... Let's get rid of the commercial district. Here I go again, guys. Here I go again. No, maybe I should get rid of one of the Llanowar Elves. I guess. Ah, man. At least we'll start with the Llanowar Elves on the board. And we could still see one of our 3-drops then for turn 2. We do actually find a 3-drop for our turn 2. We might be able to pull it off. Boros has a lot of removal, but I don't know if they necessarily want to spend early removal on Llanowar Elves, and we still see Elspeth's Smite floating about, so They do find second mana. Bitter Reunion. No removal for the elves. We do get successful ramp here. Firion off the top would be crazy. But honestly, turn 2 Samurai's Katana is still pretty darn good, isn't it? Yeah, it's not half bad, I would say. I think just in general, 3/3 Trample Haste. It's not bad stats when it comes in with the equipment. Hitting Grotto, get some Surveil. They Surveil Sharpshooter. Oh, Heir Apparent, guys. I didn't see this. We're up against a Heir Apparent deck list. This is going to be sick, dude. Whenever another creature you control enters, Impact Tremors. Impact Tremors on a creature. And we should probably pop that, but Raise the Past is likely what this deck list is. So let's do the Surveil land. Unfortunately, no Grimoire. Dragonwing Glider is going to be sent to the grave, unfortunately, just based on what we're up against and what we have right now. We can start with the swing. Pop the other creature. If they do block, like I said, they might want this in the grave. Pop the other creature, raise the past next turn. Oh, that would just be rough. That would be rough business on so many levels. See what they do here. They just take the 3. That's good news. Let's... Dude, I have analysis paralysis for the last half of this video. I blame the first half of the video. Let's let them keep. Let's just establish a wider board state. Because if they find their 4th right into Raise the Past, then boy, we're in danger. As all the creatures coming back with the double sharpshooters just pinging face. It's going to be Bitter Reunion now. If they didn't have 4th and Raise the Past, now is the time to find it with a discard and drawing 2. A great filter. They do find the 4th then. Okay. And we might start with the... swing. Summoner's Grimoire, of course, would be terrific to establish for the turn. They don't know what's in our hand. They don't know what's in our deck. They still might block the Halberd anyways. Most people call your bluff. All right, we're going to start with the swing. And this could be removal. They're going to block Sharpshooter. Like I said, call the bluff, right? But it's easy to call the bluff when they want creatures in the grave anyways. So they say, well, even if the deck list has Monstrous Rage, it's okay. We take 3 less here. Sharpshooter goes to the grave. We raise the past next turn. Just establishing Grimoire is way better than popping a creature against a deck list that loves having their creatures in the grave. Let's see the discard. If it's 3 and keep 1 in hand, it is. It's 3, keep 1 in hand. That 1 in hand is very likely Raise the Past. And if it wasn't, they have a great chance of finding the Raise the Past off of the Brass's Tunnel Grinder. So this is actually pretty scary, guys. But this is really fun, too, because it's the Battle of Jank, man. Really, really fun. So it's totally fine to swing with Hero. Get the Terror of Peaks down for free. Chainsaw, Halberd. Halberd will do 2. No, opponent, the Battle of Jank. The Battle of Jank opponent. No. I just see so much meta all the time. Dude, opponent, cool deck list. Really nice to see Raise the Past, Heir Apparent, and actually just terrific pieces in here, man. The Shocking Sharpshooter with all that is really, really good. Brass's Tunnel Grinder's no joke, man. It really isn't. The way it just filters your entire hand into the grave if that's what you want to do. Draw that many cards +1. All for 3 mana, and it sticks around on the board and eventually flips into the backside there too. Kind of feels underplayed in this style of deck list, right? Or like Reanimator style deck list for sure. So what do you guys suppose the concede was there? It couldn't have just been me taking my time, right? Because that doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't even, did the timer start? I don't know. I know that I was taking my time in these last few matches for sure, but I hope that wasn't why they They conceded. They didn't know it was in our hand either. They knew that we were going to get a free creature, but it's so easy to miss top-end creatures in a deck list like this that's trying to get them out for free. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Gruul Gilgamesh. Here's the deck list again, guys. Boy, that one Craterhoof Behemoth really coming in handy, huh? Third Gilgamesh is probably something we could consider for the deck list, but I don't have the third one, and this is like one of those cards where it's so specific that it's not worth crafting the third one. Not for me, not yet, right? When I pull the third one, great, that'll be cool. And then we can build another Gilgamesh deck list with even more Gilgamesh. Like, the third one would be nice, but it's not worth the craft in my opinion. You know what I mean? It has to be a very specific deck list. So now with Gilgamesh, when it enters the top 6, 6 is a huge chunk of the library, guys. And in here, excuse me, we have 20 equipment cards. That's a third of the deck list. A third of the deck list is equipments that you can hit off of Gilgamesh. And you see the top 6 cards. So it's not going to be completely unheard of to see like 4 equipments in the top 6. Yeah, I guess that's a little lucky, but not unheard of. That is just how the deck list is designed. So you can see third Gilgamesh would be cool, especially if you're cheating it out with Grimoire, especially if you have Firion on the board, especially if you have Terror of the Peaks established on the board too, right? I could see dropping a Terror of Peaks, going up the second Behemoth. I don't know. Behemoth is situational as well, though. You know what I mean? There's also a lot of other really powerful top-end creatures we could consider for the top end here. If you're going down like a couple Terror of Peaks, maybe you could go up a couple like even chunkier, huge creatures on the top end to cheat out with the Summoner's Grimoire. Summoner's Grimoire is kind of crazy, right? Because if they remove the creature, you can just equip it to another creature next turn for just 3 mana. And 3 mana is really low in green, you know what I mean? Like, there's probably so many other deck lists we can try Grimoire in and have a little bit of success with it. Right? Am I crazy, guys? It doesn't necessarily need haste either. Yeah, if they remove the creature, I mean, giving it haste is obviously the best, but I don't know. I don't know, man. How did 23 mana feel today? A little bit back and forth, right? I think so. I wouldn't go up any. I wouldn't go down any. Speaking of which, guys, put it on the do not craft list. It's such a specific deck list that you just like, and it's very janky too. Even though we won a lot today for some, or did we win more than we lost? Guys, I'm confused, man. If we won more than we lost, I am positive that we got lucky. You know what I mean? I'm positive that this is janky, regardless of how it performed. That being said, that means if it performed a little bit well, then there's still something here between the lines, perhaps. Maybe it's just the power of Wild Rose Warrior and Summoner's Grimoire, right? Because this is a combo people are trying to figure out. And maybe it's just like the power level of Gilgamesh on the top end or something, right? Just being able to just dump all those huge equipment onto the board is really, really cool. Commune with Beavers, guys. I'm keeping my eye on this card. You look at over here, we have 15 creatures, 20 artifacts, and 23 land, so only a couple sorceries. That means the only thing that Commune with Beavers can't pick up in those top 3 is itself. So when you're building a combo deck list like this, looking at the top 3 and grabbing one, like, we don't have blue in here. Blue can't help us solve our hand. Commune with Beavers, however, can. So I'm keeping my eye on this. For the right build, I think we actually want 3 of them in here. I'd consider dropping a Llanowar Elves down to 3 and going up that third Commune with Beavers. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. What do you guys think about Commune with Beavers? I know one thing. In that one game, I really, really should have grabbed one of those extra lands there too, but... And the double chainsaw, I thought we were going to be popping more early mice with this and stuff. We didn't see any hyper aggro. That's a little weird too, right? I think that hyper aggro is going to absolutely obliterate this deck list. but there's a chance that they don't remove like an early Llanowar Elves or something, and you successfully ramp into Grimoire after a Firion, and maybe you can be equally as hyper aggressive. But there's just a really good chance that they pop the early Llanowar Elves with a Burst Lightning or another burn spell or something, or they pick it up with a Sheltered by Ghost, or they pick up your Firion with a Sheltered by Ghost, right? So or something like that, right? I'm talking a whole bunch of different versions of hyper aggro at that point, but you guys know what I mean. So yeah, not seeing any of that today was a little weird, and I'd say again a little bit lucky because I think hyper aggro would have just completely ran over this deck list. So again, guys, to recap, put it on the do not craft list. I'm positive it's jank, but it was pretty fun and it was pretty cool. But I'm pretty sure we got pretty lucky. Pretty. All right, guys, and the mana base overall felt pretty good. Right, so Commercial District didn't really hold us up, and the Surveil on the Commercial District in the combo deck list is the same thing with the Commune with Beavers, right? It's like normally you wouldn't really see this, but we are trying to do the combo thing. And without blue helping us find the combo, we're just Gruul. Commune with Beavers helps. Surveilling helps. I think the Commercial District makes a lot of sense. And of course, that means every single land in here, including the Fabled Passage grabbing Forest or Mountain, powers up the Verge when it comes time, which is also pretty essential. Yeah. Okay, enough rambling, huh? Let me know what you thought of the deck list down in the comments. And what would you add or take out? Do you think I'm correct in the assessment that we probably want the third Gilgamesh in here? What about dropping a couple Terror of Peaks and going up other huge top-end creatures? What top-end creatures would you guys go up if so? Now, if you do have everything, you could go ahead and give it a shot. If you don't have to craft a single thing for this deck list, give it a shot, but maybe not in ranked. Maybe just play normal play mode, have a good time with it, try to find other people playing some jank too. Like in that last match, Boros Hera Parent, that I really wish we could have played that match out, the Battle of Jank. You just don't get to see it very often. Everyone's really bringing just the biggest, the highest of power level deck lists to the table, which makes every single match just an uphill battle. So maybe don't take this one into ranked, even if you have all the cards. And again, please don't craft it. Anyways, what kind of top end could we have in here real quick? Atali, right? Atali could be a fun top end, maybe. What about, I mean, oh, Jumbo Cactuar, that's a card for another deck list and another day. Maybe you could drop a couple Terror of Peaks, go up a second Behemoth, and then that gives us room for one more card still, right? Galta, probably not Galta for this one. It only brings creatures out of your hand, not like the equipments and stuff, right? Vaultborn Tyrant is a great top end. Tyrannix Rex is a great top end, but if you're already swinging with Grimoire, then you're not utilizing the haste on the Tyrannix Rex. Ancient Adamantoise is a really cool one, isn't it? But I'll have to visit that one at some point. We also have colorless creatures to consider, like Meteor Golem. If you cheat Meteor Golem onto the board, of course, you get that destroy target non-land permanent. That actually brings us to Bahamut, which is actually a creature that does the same thing. And since we're cheating it onto the board anyways, you don't have to worry about 7 mana Meteor Golem. You could just go right into 9 mana Bahamut, right? Destroy up to 1 target non-land permanent. Actually, would be pretty good here since we don't have a lot of removal either. So Bahamut's definitely one to consider. Cityscape Leveler is not an ETB. This is when you cast. So since you're trying to cheat it, Cityscape Leveler is probably a no-go. Darksteel Colossus could be pretty cool. Now, if it would be put into the graveyard from anywhere, reveal Darksteel Colossus and shuffle it into the owner's library. That just makes it so that way you can't reanimate it easily. But if you cheat it onto the board with Grimoire, it's an 11/11 trample indestructible, which is pretty cool. Problem with indestructible is there's a lot of things that exile right now for real, and one of those big ones is Sunfall, of course. So yeah, maybe after Sunfall rotates, we'll give Colossus more of a go. So again, another recap here. We could consider dropping a couple Terror of Peaks and going up a couple more top end. maybe like a second Behemoth and a Bahamut, or maybe 2 Bahamuts actually, because it was pretty easy to actually swing with Grimoire once we had it on the board. So that's pretty cool, man. Yeah. Okay, now, actually, enough rambling. If you made it this far into the video for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.